Hey, would you do me a huge favor? Can you take a look at something that I recently built? I just kind of want to get your opinion on it. Essentially, it's an automated organizational system. Let me just show you. All right, long story short, I have a bunch of notes, some things on my mind that I wanted to get organized that are around Nitwit. There's some stuff that's personal that I want to get organized in my life with my wife. There's some obviously stuff when it comes to the business. There's other things that I wanted to do with just kind of my life and how I personally wanted to do some things. And there's a lot of ideas here. You got like 5 different pages of or 5 ideas because I did this really long riff and just sort of audioed this whole thing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to use Nitwit. So this is a Chrome extension that I've developed. So I'm just popping that Chrome extension. So here's Nitwit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the garden. And I'll show you kind of what I'm doing. So first, I'm just going to copy this into the clipboard, right? So we're going into the garden. Now, this is the other part of this that also comes with this Chrome extension. And you can see there's no trays right here. There's nothing actually organized. And what I wanted is to show kind of how the Nitwyt Organizational Studio, or Nitwyt OS for short, actually works as we automate our organization. So I'm putting everything in there. That's all the pages coming through. So we have everything in there, all of that 5 pages. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit catch. I think eventually I'll probably call this organize or whatever else, or move the button around. But the whole concept of this is the net. So here's all of my ideas. I don't have any trays right now, so I just wanna see what it does. So we're gonna organize it. You can see down here, the quality, it needs a key. So that means I gotta put an API key in there as I paste my Gemini key in. So it's automatically gonna ask me to set that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. We're gonna paste our API key in. We're gonna go ahead and save it. This is currently for Google, but obviously we can, just because I use Google for this is using Gemini 2.5 for those who care. Let's go ahead and catch. Perfect. Just making sure. So I'm going to close the settings out there. All right, now we're going through and you can see it is pulsing. So basically that's just I'll change that word too, but basically it just means that it's actively going and hitting the API right now. So this is the part where AI is actually being integrated into what otherwise is just a program that's running locally, basically on my machine through this Chrome extension, which I can get for free. All right, look at that. We got all these different ideas that just came from that. So attend the client call Madison. That's the one that's coming up today. So if I expand that out, you can see it already shows up today, which is perfect. It's client relationship, new business opportunities, catch up on past clients, new business. He is a friend of mine, or becoming that. So we get along pretty well. It is in the work bucket. So perfect. So we've got that. The next one, the retainer client strategy calls. So this is, we have a retainer client that we have on Friday strategy calls, and we have legacy retainer, which is legacy. It's been around for a long time. Thank you for that. Here's our to maintain the client relationship. So I've got a place to talk about all of that stuff around that. And the schedule car inspection and oil change was also in there. So that needs to get set up. So I have that for today, which is perfect. So I have everything in there, and show the vehicle safety. So it's got all of that stuff in there. Plan and host game night. All right. So here we have choose game dinner. So that's all in there, which is perfect. Super happy there. And then create the Nitwyt OS product launch listings for automated with .tech, which is kind of what we're doing right now. So I've got that. I am going to make one change. So we're just going to keep it like this, and I'm just going to save those changes so that'll automatically correct all of that. The work, the tray, everything else. And that's done for a couple of days out, which is fine. Market Nitwyt OS developer kit. Technically that is developing kit. So, and these are the kind of things I'm just going to correct really quick. And we call it the Nitwyt developing kit. So I'm just going to keep it like this. So I have it. All right. So we'll save those, collapse back in. All right. And so that's pretty good. Now, because I just changed that Nitwyt OS, it moved from a seed into planting. So I can actually go through here and actually do something else. Actually, let's do something kind of fun here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak something new into this, but it's actually kind of related to this as I'm going through. So watch what happens here. As it relates to the call with Madison later today, I want to follow up with his copywriter to see how they're using AI. I also want to follow up on the organizational systems that he's been using. And he's also been trained in LEAP, which is logically engineered AI prompt systems. And I wanted to see how he's using that as well. So that because he was doing a lot of automated organization, which was great. And I can actually share with him what we're doing with in terms of automated organization and using Leap. And so I want to make sure that all of that is part of kind of the agenda of things I want to talk about on this call. So let's make sure we have those bullet points. Okay, so now I'm just going through using the API key. It is now going, what should happen is this will end up going over here to say review because it's going to merge. And this is what's nice about a self-organizing system is it's automatically organizing. I don't have to go in here and then put in details or do anything. I can just go to the one spot, drop my notes, and my board actually changes. And of course, I have the different stages as we come through here. So, and now there we go. A 10 client call with Madison. It's been merged. There's a bunch of stuff that's been merged into it. So a similar idea was folded into the tray. So we got to check and make sure it makes right here. So I'm just going to expand out our description, catch past client, new business, prepare the agenda. So we didn't change the time, which is great. So that all stayed right. Best copywriter, looking at the AI work, detailing organizational systems. Yep. Madison's application of Leap, logically integrated AI prompt systems, and then sharing our organization in Leap. Perfect. That's exactly right. So I have everything that I need. I don't need to technically save this, but I can. And now that it is saved, because I've done something to it, I basically just reviewed it. But what I'm going to do is mark this reviewed. And now that it's reviewed, we are in planting. So now the seed of this idea is now planted and we're moving things along. So this is kind of how it would go. And now I can just say, okay, well, you can see it's kind of related to personal work aspects. This is personal stuff. This is automatically categorizing these different areas. I don't have anything yet for education or community, but I definitely have some personal stuff and I've got some work stuff and I can see them all at the same time. Now, I think I can actually produce this for free so that you could use it because you saw it has a little BYOK, so you can do your own API keys and things like that. I have also updated it a little bit. So I wanted to show you because it's been about 24 hours or so since I did that last little bit. So you can see it's got a couple things I've added. I kind of want to make it a little easier. So I had little handlebars here. Got a little more sorting information, kind of how things are sort. Also added some, I did put in the, you can see some of the changes that I added with the next steps in there. And then we have the setup and confirm. But I wanted you to see it because it works pretty freaking well. And I'll be creating some other views, which are going to be pretty interesting because what I'm really showing you is a way of recording all of your information so that it stays on your device. You don't have a million bits of information out there everywhere. If you don't want it, you can just have your one copy of what your information is. And then the system accesses that. Everything in the system goes to the one place where it's all stored. But it's stored in a way so that it can be automated, so that it can present itself to you in the way of a project management sort of software. But it could also present it to you in a way of a calendar software. It could also present it to you in a way of a flowchart type of software. And you're going to see more and more of that coming. I love going down rabbit holes and showing you all this cool stuff, but I'm going to resist the urge to do that right now and instead ask a simple question. Assuming I can get this to you for free, which I'm pretty sure I can, and I can put it on the Chrome Web Store. Is this something that you would use as a Chrome extension? Or would you rather it be kind of like an app you have to download and install on your computer? So do you want it to be an app you can download and install? Or would you use it as a Chrome extension? Or maybe both. So that's what I'm looking for. Either way, if you have any other comments, questions, some suggestions, anything along those lines, please put them in the comments. Thank you so much for that. Even if you like this, if you want to give me a little thumbs up, if you're not able to leave a comment, you can leave a thumbs up like, hey, we're going the right direction. That would be useful as well. And then obviously if you share, if you think other people could use this, I'd like to get their opinions on it as well. So I appreciate that if you can. And if not, no worries. I will continue to create videos anyway for you. So hopefully this helps and we will see you on the next one. Take care.